Hello and welcome back to episode 2 of the Best Worst Football Podcast. I'm with James, Lewis and Katie, and we're going to be discussing a little bit about some footballing memories. Sorry, I had to get my words out there. And also about the international break. But first we're going to be talking about going from the results last weekend that we predicted. I think I got one right.
You got Man United Everton right.
I got none. I haven't got any right.
Yeah, I don't think I got any right.
I got one. I mean, Ronaldo didn't start, which is a bit controversial.
Well, let's actually talk
Let's
about
go.
it.
Let's talk about this.
Okay.
Him storming off.
Yeah.
He did storm off, and he wasn't happy at all. You can see.
I mean, I would, if I was a manager, I wouldn't bench Ronaldo.
Yeah,
because
he's
he's 36 though.
He's 36,
Yeah, but he's not a benchable player, is he?
He's like the
It's
best.
Ronaldo.
If he's
He
36.
is the best.
I don't
footballer.
care.
If he gets injured, then what?
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh, he's out for 2 months.
Yeah.
Oh,
I agree.
we overplayed him.
Yeah, it's true. It is true.
Anthony
People will
Martial.
break down, even though he's got probably the best physique like anyone's ever seen for a 36-year-old in football.
He's unreal.
He can still break down. Out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
no, it's true. I think he should come on earlier though.
Yeah.
I think when Andros Townsend, fair play. Like,
Oh, what
he's
a
been
celebration.
unreal. Like
The celebration.
him and
was
Damari
great.
Gray have been incredible this
Yeah,
season. I think
100%.
for Everton. But I think Ronaldo just should have come on a bit earlier.
Yeah, but surely United's team's good enough to beat Everton without Ronaldo.
Yeah, well, you would think so, wouldn't you? But Everton, they're the dark horses, you know. Like they're actually all right. Everton.
They need to play Donny van de Beek, in my opinion. It's getting out of hand. It's getting ridiculous now.
The big debate. What do we think about him?
I think he needs to go.
100%,
He just
yeah.
needs to go
At
for
least out on
himself.
loan. At least out
Yeah,
on
it's a
loan.
bit sad, isn't it? He's always on the bench and he just always looks left out. Like
Bit lonely.
in all the pictures and stuff, like he's never like with the team or
Yeah.
I feel like he's quite isolated, like he's not really settled in. It's kind of like the Ronnie Schwartz situation at
Oh,
Charlton.
God,
Oh, God, not Charlton.
Actually, let's talk about that.
Here we go, right?
Oh,
That was quick.
what was that, like 2 minutes in?
That was 2 minutes
2
in.
minutes
yeah.
in and we're already on
That
Charlton.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, basically,
Take it away, James.
Ronnie Schwartz was the first signing under our new owner, and it was meant to be like the best thing in the world because
Yeah.
the owner's Danish, he's Danish. He was like the top scorer for Midtjylland or something like that. He was meant to be a Danish great for us.
Yeah,
He played, I think, 16 times last season. Has not even been featured in any game in pre-season or the season so far. He's apparently injured, but
Apparently.
It's a shame, isn't it? Like
no, it is.
I
because
think
he's a big wage bill.
I remember Lee Bowyer saying he's like the best finisher at the club.
Yeah.
Ronnie Schwartz, like, and I think he proved that against Rochdale, that 4-4 game.
That was a very
He
nice game.
scored like a quality goal, and it's a shame because he's obviously had quite a few issues, like coming to London, obviously isolating from his family and his wife. They've just got married and stuff, so it's probably quite tough. But I think Nigel should give him a chance. And also Nigel, James, what we thinking?
Adkins in
We've
or
just
out?
won 2 games in 2. It's a bit controversial what we said before, but.
Yeah.
Are we sitting on? I think I'm sitting on the fence. I don't really want to
I
say.
think most fans will now be sitting on the fence, like, oh, did we get it wrong? Is he going to change it? Is he going to turn it around?
Yeah.
I personally think he'll still end up getting sacked in a few weeks, but I want him to turn it around.
I would love him to turn it around
Yeah, I want
because
to
he's
be
a great
proved wrong.
manager. But I just want the best for us, really.
Yeah, I just want the team to be where it should be, at least in the Championship, not being in the League One relegation zone, because that's not where we belong.
We're 10 points off 6th, so it's doable.
It is doable.
We're like
yeah.
3 points off bottom.
Yeah, we are.
Again, it's doable.
Look at the league table at Christmas.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
Christmas.
Wise
Yeah.
words from Katie there.
Yeah, but my dad says that, and then I remember when we were getting, when we got promoted from Wembley, when we were still like around top 6, it was like, oh, look at it, Easter or something, and I was like, well, no, you used to say it was Christmas, now stop going back to Easter. So I'd say yeah, Easter is a fair reflection. I don't think Christmas is. I think
Easter, that's like the week before the season ends,
Oh,
isn't
yeah,
it?
that's a bit late.
Easter's a bit
like
late,
March,
isn't it?
April. It's like, yeah, you got like 6 games until the end.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, see where you are. Liverpool, Man City.
Ooh.
That was a cracker of a game. Lewis, what we thinking?
I think Foden is beautiful.
Generation.
No, he
Beautiful
honestly,
man.
honestly, I don't know how him and Salah got joint man of the match. He should have just
Yeah.
got man of the match on his own. Foden's so class.
Foden is.
Poor
a different
Milner.
class.
All I can say is poor Milner. He got to run ragged all game.
Yeah.
Bless him.
Should that have been a red card?
Yeah.
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 I agree. I
I
think
think
it should have been a red card.
It's very reckless. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah,
Milner.
100%.
Yeah.
I also think that Mo Salah's goal could potentially be the goal of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminded me of like that Eden Hazard goal against Liverpool.
Yeah.
a couple of years back. They were
Unbelievable.
comparing
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Like, unbelievable, Mo Salah. Like, he's just different class, I think.
Yeah, do you think he's the best player in the world then? That's what Carragher said.
Pains me to like admit
Do you know
that Mo
what?
Salah's a good player. I really
you know
don't want to admit it.
Do you know
I
what?
hate
Like,
it.
Jamie Carragher does say some controversial things. I don't think he's the best in the world.
He's
but
up there. I think
that's a bit far.
Mo Salah is in the top 5 players.
Top 3 for me, I'd say.
Top 3?
Yeah, definitely.
Who would be your top 3?
Salah, based on form right now, you can't say Messi.
No, I
because-
wouldn't say Messi.
No, you can't say Messi right
No,
right
not
now.
right now I wouldn't.
No.
All time I would.
Oh, yeah, easy. Yeah.
But right now, form, I would go for Salah,
Yeah.
Ronaldo,
Yeah.
because he scores like all the time.
Yeah.
I'd actually argue Bruno should be up there.
I was going to say Bruno.
Who's the best player in the Premier League?
Salah.
KDB.
Ronaldo.
I always say Kevin De Bruyne.
I think Salah.
I
Best
think Kevin De Bruyne.
midfielder, Kevin De Bruyne without a doubt.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Best forward, Ronaldo.
I still think
I
Salah.
don't.
I still think it's
Do
Salah.
you think?
Yeah.
I
Man,
don't
he's
know.
so underrated.
Let us know in the comments what you
Yeah.
think. Okay, let's go on to the footballing memories. We'll do one best and one worst. So who
Oh.
wants to start?
Oh, I'll start with my
Yeah,
No,
goal.
here we
James.
go.
Okay, right. Let's listen
Okay.
to James's best footballing
Well,
memory.
I'd say it's up there. It's one of them. One of them. It's when we played Luton Town away, and we were winning 1-0. I think it was a Fosu penalty. This was the season I think we got promoted. And then what happened was, it was like the 60th minute, Luton scored 2 quick fire goals. We then 2-1 down, and they're going 1-0, and you like messed it up. Well, obviously I can't say the word. And then we were getting absolutely bantered for it. 95th minute, we get a corner. Big Chris Solid
only
makes it
5
2-2,
for
and the away limbs was incredible.
It was insane.
And I remember then singing 2-1, and you messed it up. So
Gotta love Chris Solid. What a guy.
no, that was.
I mean,
up there
Luton's
for me.
away ground as well, though.
Oh.
Do you know, I've never been to Luton.
I've never been
bad,
Luton.
it's
But
bad.
apparently it's literally like someone's
It's on
front
a
room.
house. It's
like,
like there's
you walk
houses.
through like someone's house.
You do.
I want to go to Luton
To
away
get to the-
just to say I've done it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I just want to say I've done it.
Yeah, I want to go Luton.
There's
I
no way
do
it's
want
a
to go,
championship
but
standard ground.
No.
No way.
and do you remember when Lee Bowyer was saying, "Oh, Luton are already down," and then
Yeah.
we're the ones that got relegated, and Luton stayed up, and that was just
Oh.
embarrassing.
And they said, Bowyer said, "Oh, you might as well count Luton and Barnsley out of it because they're already down."
They
both
stayed
up.
Right, Lewis, what's your best?
See, now mine's kind of cheating 'cause I wasn't there,
Okay.
but I watched it. It was
Okay, that's fair enough.
the Battle of the Bridge, so Tottenham-Chelsea.
What a game.
2015?
What a game.
20, so 15-16 one of them, wasn't it?
Was this when
Yeah,
Leicester
okay.
won the
That's
Premier
it,
League?
Yeah, so it would have been like...
So, for context, it was if Tottenham didn't win, Leicester won the league.
Yeah.
So, and obviously Tottenham-Chelsea, there's that bit anyway, a bit of a derby.
Yeah.
And it was, I think there was 12 yellow cards in the game.
Oh my
It was
God.
mental. And then there's like,
There was fights every 5 seconds.
Chelsea got fined 400 grand for fighting. And I think Tottenham was something similar. And they were winning, and they will win. I think they win 2-0. And then Cahill equalised, and then Hazard scored.
Hazard, I remember that
Mind
goal.
you, we'd had an awful season. We were, what, 8th? 10th?
Oh, yeah, we finished like
Yeah.
10th that
We
year.
were mid-table. Mourinho got the sack. Hiddink was in, wasn't he? And then, right at like the last 15 minutes, Hazard just curls it top corner.
Oh,
and
scenes.
it was just, honestly, it was mental.
Pure scenes.
And even better because Spurs didn't win the league, obviously.
Do you think that will ever happen again when like an underdog wins the Premier League?
I hope
this
so.
season, Brighton.
Could you? Brighton are going to win the league.
Could
No,
you actually imagine?
Watford are going to win the league now. They've got Claudio Ranieri.
Oh, don't get me started.
Here we
honestly.
go.
Oh, should we?
Like-
Katie, what's your one?
I'm going to go non-league.
Oh, okay.
Love it.
Got to go non-league.
Yeah.
Playoffs. We didn't win the playoffs,
Mhm.
but we got promoted that season from the National League South to the National League. This is Ebbs League, by the way. And with the National League, it's a bit different. You kind of play one leg and that is it. We were played Aldershot away. It was a Wednesday night and 0-0 the whole game. We missed a penalty. And it was, I'm not going to lie, it was a pretty boring game. Extra time, Aldershot scored.
Oh my
And we were like,
God.
oh no. Because we were not really expecting it. We were kind of going there like,
Yeah.
go and enjoy yourself,
Yeah.
like, kind of thing. We'd just been promoted, like top 10 was the aim kind of thing. And then the 119th minute,
Shut up.
our centre-back, first goal of the whole season, headed it home.
Mad.
That feels
We
like-
went mental, so it
That
went
is
to penalties.
nuts. Did you win?
We won on penalties.
Okay.
But in the probably the most craziest way. They went first, we scored.
Yeah.
So they scored, we scored. They scored, we missed. They scored, we missed again. They missed, we scored. They missed again, we scored. So then it went to sudden death.
Oh my God.
Their goalkeeper saved like both our penalties. They scored, we scored. Their goalkeeper took a penalty and missed it. He hit the bar, and Dean Ranch just goes in and scores. So we were like, 3-1 down on penalties, and we won 5-4.
That is scene.
We
That's a
thought
good
we were
one.
we thought we were going to
that
League
is a good
Two.
one. My footballing memory would actually probably be the semi-finals, Charlton versus Doncaster. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because when we had the away fixture first and we won 2-1.
Did you go to that game?
I did go to that
Yeah,
game.
so did I.
It was
Really good.
insane. Like, so good. Joe Aribo, what a player. I remember going to that game and thinking, 2-1, Doncaster aren't going to come to our ground and score 2 goals. Like, never. Like, we've got this in a bag. We're going to beat them, like, 4-0. Like, cocky Millie kind of thing. And then they come to our ground and the game actually goes to penalties. So I think we scored first, Christian Bielik. Tommy Rowe scored that goal. And then they scored to make it 2-1 right at the end, Andy Butler. The guy that was giving it all the large, like, saying, Charlton, where's all their fans gone? Like, why are all their fans coming last minute? And, like, whatever. So he scored. And
they scored again.
then John Marquis scored.
Yeah.
And we're thinking, oh, my
Watch
God.
out. At that point, we're out.
Anyone to score, it'd be him. Then just the whole valley's like silent, like the whole, it's just horrible. And I'm thinking, we've bottled it. It's Darren Prattley that scores, isn't it? Lowell Taylor crosses it in. Darren Prattley comes on and just taps it in the net. And just if I could ever experience that feeling again, I honestly would. If I could, any game, it would be that game. But the noise was incredible, like, from that equaliser. And it was penalties, and we're thinking, oh my God, like, Dylan Phillips needs to be a hero here. So we score all of them, I believe, apart from Naby Sarr.
Yeah, it's 4-3.
Because they missed. We're like, Naby Sarr, like, he's got a chance to be, like, a hero. He misses, like, sudden death. Rowe comes up again and just, like, completely skies it. And we're thinking, oh my God, we're through. Like, there's pitch invasion. Lee Bowyer's, like, dancing in the middle of the pitch. Like, Lowell Taylor and Josh Cullen. We're going away to the away fans, like, roughing it in. It was a great game, honestly. What about worst?
Okay.
What are we thinking, James? What's your worst memory of kind of football match?
It wasn't just for the defeat. It was just the context of it. It was the 2017-18 season, I believe.
Oh.
It was the playoff semi-final against Shrewsbury. It was the second leg. We lost 1-0 in the first leg to I think it was a Jack Payne screamer.
It was incredible. That goal.
That goal was incredible from him at home for us. Second leg, it was at their place. I had to go all the way to Shrewsbury. Since we were already 1-0 down, it was getting a bit feisty anyway. And when they scored, both sets of fans went livid. Well, theirs for a good reason, because they just scored, and ours, we were mad as hell. Their stands are very, very small, so you could easily go to the front and jump over the stand part. So basically, the away fans or our fans and their home fans were trying to get to each other to, like, have a scrap. And I've never seen anything like it. Like, their fans weren't getting stopped, but we had police everywhere in ours, and it needed pepper spray to get our fans away. And I remember being only about the 5th row up, so I actually had the pepper spray in my lungs, and I was like, what the hell is this? So, yeah, we lost that game 2-0 on aggregate. Even Esri Cons was playing that game. And
what a player he is, oh my God.
He left after that.
England call-up pending. It's
Esri
got to happen.
Better than Mings.
He's unbelievable, seriously. Like, and I think a lot of people say, he's overrated and whatever, but Esri Conza is a serious defender. Like, he's a serious player. And he's so young as well still.
How old is he?
I believe he's like, I want to say...
20s.
Yeah, 23, 24.
Oh, I thought he was
Don't
like
hold me
older
to
than
that, but I feel like he's only young, because he left us young. Obviously, because we have really bad ownership issues. So he went to Brentford for like $1 million or potentially $2 million, and then went to Villa from Brentford for $15 million. We should have just kept him, but obviously ownership wasn't really great. Lewis, what's your worst footballing memory?
So I've got a couple, right? I was going to mention,
Yeah.
Kate, you might remember it. Do you remember the 6-0 when we lost to Man City?
Ew.
6-0. I just come in my head. So we had Sarri as manager. I think we were unbeaten after like 12 games. And we go to the Etihad, We were 3-0 down after 20 minutes.
That was so embarrassing.
And Aguero's just curled it top bins, and I'm just sitting there thinking, oh no. Like, I think we were top at the time, and it was just so unexpected. 6-0 to Man City. But the main one...
I cried after that. My mum started laughing at me. I was like, oh.
I was just like, what? Sorry? 6-0?
I was confused.
Yeah. But I think the main one, whenever we lose to Arsenal, that's just tough. I can't stand losing. We always lose to Arsenal.
Yeah.
It makes it so much worse. We've lost 2 FA Cup finals in the last 3 or 4 years to Arsenal.
Katie, what's your worst one?
Gonna do non-league again.
Okay.
Good old non-league.
FA Trophy, right? It's kind of like the non-league version of the EFL Cup. You get a day out of Wembley if you get to the final. It's all good. We were on a decent cup run. This was like the year of like when it all got called off because of COVID, so we were kind of glad we got knocked out anyway. We had Royston, right? They're about like 2 leagues below us. They're part-time, we're full-time. 0-0, right, the whole game.
One's a builder.
Honestly, one's a part-time builder, one's a model, one works in Asda. Honestly, no, this is what it's like. And we're like, it was 0-0 after the 90 minutes, and we were like, we'll get them in extra time. Like, they're probably a bit tired now. No. What happens? They go score 2 in the extra time. And I think the whole supporters were turning on the manager, turning on the owner. I've never seen a set of fans so angry in my life. Honestly, it was by far the worst game I've ever watched. And their first goal didn't cross the line.
I would be fuming if someone scored against Charlton who was a scaffolder as his day job.
I know. Honestly, it was embarrassing. We got relegated that season by default, if you like.
Yeah.
It was just, honestly, it was one of the worst seasons of my life, and that just topped it. Next.
Let's move on. So my one would actually be Bristol City away. I honestly, I've experienced a fair few losses with Charlton, like home and away. There's nothing better than still getting up at like 4 a.m. for an away day, even though you've just lost 4-0 or whatever. But this game, it was a Tuesday night, and we'd gone because obviously at that time I was doing my YouTube and I wanted to like go home and away in the Championship. Ownership was really bad at that time, so I thought, let's just go to Bristol, right? So we've gone. I had nice Nando's before the game.
Ooh, nice.
What was your order? What's your Nando's order?
I had a chicken burger, lemon and herb.
Ooh.
Oh dear.
I don't like the spice. Actually, I do like spice. I have peri-peri chips, but I just don't like the sauce on the chicken. I'm quite plain. And I had like some halloumi with it. It was so nice. Honestly, it's up there with... I usually get Nando's on away days. So like it's up there with one of the best I've had.
Bit glamorous. I'll get
So
a
anyway,
Mackie D's.
the game. So Macaulay Bond scores. And it's like, oh my God, like we're the underdogs at this point. So Bristol City, they should be comfortably beating Charlton Athletic, in the league. And Macaulay Bond scores, like actually a well taken goal. It was a great goal.
Goes around the keeper, doesn't it?
Away end goes nuts. Like we're singing all the chants and like rubbing it in and everything. They score. Like I think it was towards the end of the game. It's like, oh okay, we'll take a draw. Like it's fine. We've played really well, so we'll take a draw. Go and play whoever we was playing next. Towards the end of like the game. They get a red card. Sorry, there was like a scrap or something, and for a tackle, and one of their players got a red card, and I'm thinking, we could nick this here, like, and I think there was a corner, and Jason Pearce like headed it over, and we're like, that was the chance. Literally, I'm kid you not, there's probably about 30 seconds to go, and they just go, like, run down that wing, cross it in. They just tap it in and it's like 2-1. And we are like so deflated because of all like the bad stuff that's happening behind the scenes at Charlton. The fans are like fighting each other. And then there's like home fans that are like rubbing it in. And then like after the game there's like all scraps in the road. And it's like, it was the most toxic place I think I've been in football. Like that game was honestly horrible.
It's always worse when the home fans just rub it in.
It is.
It's just like...
But the thing is, like...
Leave me alone.
The thing is, like, when Charlton scored, like, last minute against Portsmouth a few weeks ago, we were proper rubbing it in.
Oh, no, yeah, it's all right when you rub it in.
It's all right when we do.
Yeah. It's the other way around. No.
So, let's go back to the debate when Lewis wanted to talk about Claudio Ranieri. Lewis, this is your chance.
Okay, right. I've been so annoyed about this.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
So, it was Isco Munoz, isn't it? Mm-hmm. They done well, right? They're like 12, 13, 14, something like that. They were doing all right. It's Watford. You think they're going to go down easy.
Yeah.
But mid-table, decent, and they sack him. Why? I know you don't know.
Lose to Leeds, who haven't won so far.
Yeah, but that's one game. They're like 7 games in.
It's true.
But then even worse is getting Ranieri.
Yeah.
What's wrong with Ranieri?
he
He
got
won the
sacked
league
from-
with Leicester.
Yeah, how long ago was that though? How long?
Still 5
One
years ago?
season wonder. One
No.
season
He got
wonder.
sacked from Fulham. Sacked from.
Yeah,
I think it was Sampdoria last season.
He's not had a
Isn't
great.
it like 18 jobs he's had?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been through them.
Did
Bless
he
him.
manage you?
He managed us.
Yeah, he's managed Chelsea.
But that's in 2000 to 2004. That's like 17 years ago. But surely there's someone better out there, like Eddie
Yeah.
Howe or something.
Eddie Howe, I love
What
Eddie
manager?
Howe.
Oh,
I
Chris
love
Paul.
What
that
a
guy.
great
There's
manager.
just such a.
He needs to come back.
Yeah.
Prem's not the same without him, you know.
I think what do you call it? Your manager now, I can't even remember his name.
Tuchel.
The best worst football podcast.
Yeah, you can tell.
We don't know Chelsea manager's
I
name.
think he's going to stay for a long time.
Agreed. Yeah.
100%. He's
Yeah.
a cracking manager.
Well, I kind of thought that was going to be the case with Frank Lampard. We all know how that turned out. But
yeah,
yeah,
let's not. Frank Lampard. Katie's like still heartbroken.
do you know what? I'm glad we won the Champions League, obviously,
Obviously,
and I think
yeah.
Thomas Tuchel is a great manager. But my heart still
It's still with Frank.
It's still
Yeah.
with Frank, you know. It's just
Like Thomas Tuchel could win you everything, right? You could get like the quadruple,
Yeah.
and
you'd
I'd still have
you'd
Frank in the
still
back of my
say,
mind.
Frank, I miss you so much. Like, obviously, we've got no Premier League games, or I mean, a few League One games have even been called off due to international break. So I think it's good to chat about what we think about the international breaks and
What a
we
pile
think
of rubbish
about-
it is.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Good start. That's a good start.
And what we think about the World Cup coming up and the team selection and just all kind of things England, really. We see that James Ward-Prowse has come in after Calvin Phillips got an injury, I
Yeah,
think.
he
Yeah.
withdrew. Yeah.
Yeah, and Tammy Abraham's back. I bet Katie and Lewis are happy
Yeah.
about that.
And Tamori as well.
And
Tamori's
Tamori.
back. Chili's
Yeah.
back in the
Yeah, they're all
squad.
there.
But Reece James has had to withdraw, so he's
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a
obviously
shame.
now injured, which
That's
is
a shame.
annoying.
Yeah.
So, what we thinking? What we thinking about England? Do we think we're going to win the World Cup?
No.
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 No, I'm quite positive.
Thing is, it's like the location. I know
I
that
think
sounds
that is a big
stupid,
problem.
but
That is what will go against.
it's like
us.
blaming the pitch.
I think that Bellingham will come good as well. I think
Yeah.
Bellingham
Yeah,
will be.
he didn't
Yeah.
get called up, did he?
Did he not?
No, wasn't it like him and Mason Greenwood were
Yeah,
getting rested or something
him-
because it's too much for their age or something? I was
Like-
like, what a pile of rubbish. You haven't
Yeah.
got a
Something
clue.
happened. So Jude Bellingham, Mason Greenwood, Emil Smith Rowe. None of them got called up to the first team.
I think it's the
I do
Arsenal.
honestly think. I think he should have got a call up though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's been on form. He's been, in my opinion, Arsenal's best player. You know, like even if he's just there for the experience and doesn't get his debut, I still think that he should have got.
Like,
it.
what, has anyone got like the full list in front of
The
them?
goalkeepers are Sam Johnston,
Yeah.
Jordan Pickford, and Aaron
I
Ramsdale.
thought it was him. I
Yeah.
thought he got called up. I was like, why? He's a championship.
I think I couldn't agree more with that. I think
It was like when
that's-
Jack Butland got called. Where is he at now, Jack Butland?
Palace.
Palace,
He's
yeah.
at
Palace.
Is he at Palace?
Yeah.
He's not playing though, is he?
He's back up, isn't he?
Yeah, I think
Back
he's
up.
back up to
Yeah.
back up.
Oh
Yeah.
dear.
The defenders are Connor Cody, which is fair
Bog
enough.
standard.
Reece James, obviously he's out now for Ben Chilwell.
Yep.
Tyrone Mings,
Ugh.
Luke Shaw, John Stones, Fikayo Tomori,
Yeah.
Kieran Trippier, and Kyle Walker.
I don't think Tyrone.
Who would
should be
you
in
would
there.
you put in? Anyone take out anyone?
Yeah, Tyrone Mings.
Tyrone
I'd put Ezri Konsa in.
Ezri Konsa for Tyrone Mings.
Midfielders: Phil Foden, Jordan Henderson, Jesse Lingard, Mason Mount, Calvin Phillips, and Declan Rice.
I like all those really. I don't think I'd change.
I
anything.
don't think. Yeah, actually looking at it now, I mean, I think.
Did you say Declan Rice?
Yeah. Calvin Phillips has now come out for
Ward-Prowse.
James Ward-Prowse. Forwards are Jack Grealish, Harry Kane, Bukayo Saka, Jadon Sancho, Raheem Sterling, and Ollie Watkins.
I don't think Sancho should be in there.
I don't think
I
he
don't
should
think
be.
so. Well, technically, could you say you don't think Harry Kane should be in there because he's not?
This is the thing. Now, I feel like England squad is never ever picked based on form.
It's picked on names.
Picked on based on names and how famous
Players
they are.
Yeah.
Because say if Harry Kane wasn't selected, the media would like go mental.
And I think Gareth Southgate just feels
And Gareth
like
Southgate, and he has to because it's
Yeah.
like, oh, Harry Kane's the England captain, like he's got to. But if he's not performing, I honestly feel so strongly about this that he shouldn't be called up.
No,
why
I
is
agree.
like Ivan Toney not in the squad?
This is
Oh,
what
why
I'm
is
saying.
Tony
Yeah.
Is Dominic Calvert-Lewin in there?
Calvert-Lewin, Bamford, Ivan
should be in
Toney.
there. Tony should be
This
in
is
there.
my point, and I feel like, and even like the players that, I mean, Jesse Lingard deserves a call up. He's been playing really
Yeah.
well. But even like Jadon Sancho, he's
just
clearly
not-
not set in the squad
Put
yet.
Callum Hudson-Odoi in. This might sound a bit biased, but you know. I don't know.
But even like moving back to Jadon Sancho, like he's not done well at all at United.
No.
Like you
No.
know, he's not been in the headlines. He's not been like, oh yeah, Jadon Sancho's at United. But what has he done so far? Like in my opinion, he's not been to standard that Jadon the Jadon Sancho I feel like it should be based on form, because if you're bringing players in that aren't very good at the moment, then it's just like a mess. It's not great, yeah. You know, you need to bring people in that have played well and that have deserved the call-up.
Like who? Who do you think then?
Players like Conor Gallagher, and like they need to have a chance. Yeah, exactly.
100%.
You know, like how far is Conor Gallagher on Gareth Southgate's list?
Because
he should be right at the top, because he's a player. So England's game, who have they got, Lewis? What are we predicting? Who we think's going to start?
We have Andorra.
Andorra away. Yeah.
Okay. What are we thinking? Should we go through what are our predictions?
4-1.
4-0.
I think 3-0.
3-0. I'm going to go for a 5-0.
Oh, wow.
I actually was scrolling through Twitter the other day, and I saw this little debate that there was like thousands of people, and I think Jamie Vardy was actually trending at one point. And I thought we could talk about it today because it's actually quite a good debate. So I saw it and it said Harry Kane or Jamie Vardy, but which career would you rather have? So we'll go through each person. So James, we'll start with you.
Okay, well...
What would you rather have and why?
I think it's very easy. Jamie Vardy for me, because he started at non-league and he was literally nothing at Stockbridge Park Steels, wherever it is, and then he moved up to Fleetwood. Like he was a sick player at Fleetwood, but you know, no one really ever thought he was going to be Premier League style. He gets a move to Leicester and hasn't looked back since, and I think he's one of the best strikers to have ever been in the Premier League so far. So
100%.
I think he's got to be ahead of Harry Kane, because Harry Kane he's not had it handed to him, but he's been
there the whole time.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, he's been in higher books for a longer time.
I think James is right. It's easy, but even easier than like... Vardy's won the league. Vardy has won a trophy. Kane has not won a trophy.
He's won the Audi Cup.
Exactly.
Don't disrespect the Audi Cup.
It's quite a big cup, I've heard.
You've heard.
Fills up quite a bit of the cabinet. Katie?
Yeah, Jamie Vardy.
Jamie
100%.
Vardy. I think we're all pretty set on
I was going to say, yeah, he's won the Premier League. He's won the FA Cup. Yeah. Like James said, he's come from the bottom, and isn't he like the only player ever to have played in every single round of the FA Cup?
Yeah. Jamie Vardy's such a good role model for players coming through grassroots football. Yeah. So like Jamie Vardy, I think he went to Leicester at quite an older age, as you
wasn't it like 24 or 25
as you would expect, like maybe someone to go at the age of 18 to I don't know, from Ebbsfleet to Leicester or whatever. His background, like James said, like he's literally come from Fleetwood Town all the way to Leicester, like
even lower than that.
And even like lower. But like he's proved himself every time, and he's still like he's one of the older strikers in the Premier League, and he's still proving himself now. He's still scoring goals, and I'd back him for anyone really. I think Jamie Vardy's great. So I think we've covered pretty much everything that we wanted to cover today. I know that next week we're going to get you guys, I don't know why I'm pointing, there's no camera. We're going to get you guys involved, and you're going to send us in your most unpopular opinions. And we're going to be reacting to them most of all, and also talking about them and debating them. Please leave a like and subscribe to this YouTube channel, because this is where we will be posting it. We are also trying to get it on Spotify as well, and share this with your friends, and just support us in any way that you possibly can. Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.
Bye.